David Shaw here with another off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., come visit my site, offtherecordtours.com. Let's go. I'm here on Western Avenue, which divides Washington, D.C. from Maryland. People who visit Washington often ask, is Washington a city or a state, or am I in Virginia or am I in Maryland? Well, you're in neither a city nor a state, nor Maryland or Virginia. Washington, D.C. is a unique creation of Congress. And how it came to be is a rather interesting story. The writers of the Constitution wanted to have a city they could have complete control of. And you can see why in this video. So in Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, they create a 10 square mile piece of land to be the capital of this new country. But there's a hitch. They didn't say where this capital should be. And here's where the framers' inability to come to terms with the issue of slavery enters into the picture. The North didn't want the city in the South, and the South didn't want the city in the North. Neither side could trust the other's motives around this issue. So Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson get together and make a deal. And the result is that Congress decrees that the new capital will be on the banks of the Potomac River. The exact spot of this site would be determined by George Washington. And he picks a site that straddles both sides of the Potomac. But no sooner was the city created than the Commonwealth of Virginia started looking for a way to get out of the deal. And there were a few reasons for this. First off, the citizens of Alexandria had become rather used to having representation in Congress. And as you can see from this video, district residents do not have that right. Second, the law said that no federal buildings could be constructed in Virginia. They all had to be on the Maryland side. And that was bad for business. I mean, what could you ever build around here? Strangely, the Pentagon, shown here, which is in Virginia on the banks of the Potomac River, actually has a Washington, D.C. mailing address. Lastly, slavery was an issue. There was a thriving slave market in Alexandria, and talk of eliminating the slave trade in the District of Columbia made those business persons very frightened. Conversely, abolitionists saw slavery markets in this nation's capital as a stain on the city's reputation, and they would be happy to have Alexandria go away. So in 1846, President James Polk signs the law that gave Virginia its portion of Washington, D.C. back and gives us our current shape. So when you come to Washington, know you're somewhere unique. Not a city or a state, not Virginia or Maryland. You're in the district, and you're very welcome here. Well, I hope you enjoyed that off-the-record story. If you want to learn more about Washington, D.C., things seen and unseen, arrange your tour of your nation's capital at offtherecordtours.com. Until then, I'm David Shaw. Washington, Maryland, Maryland, Washington, Washington, Maryland, Maryland car coming. Let's go.